This weekend at WrestleMania Backlash, Cesaro has a chance. He has one chance to end the over 250-day reign of the current head of the table in Roman Reigns. He has one shot, one match against Roman Reigns. One match that he's been fighting forever. Since he defeated Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, one match that he hasn't been rewarded with until last week. But we'll get to if Cesaro has a chance, any chance, to walk out of WrestleMania Backlash with the WWE Universal Championship. Because at the end of the day, it's all up to the face of the company, to the face of the WWE, Roman Reigns, the man that for almost 6 years, over 6 years at this point, fans have been quite divisive on, simply because they aren't content with the fact that the machine itself, WWE, the base, the leader in sports entertainment itself, is pushing or has been pushing Roman Reigns down our throats, the fans' throats, for years. But now it's different. Now it's very different because he was going to challenge Goldberg last year for the Universal Championship at WrestleMania. And last year, he was a babyface. And last year, he wasn't being booed out of the arenas quite as much. But he wasn't where he is now. He wasn't established as a top main eventer that everybody was okay with and wanted to see in a top program, just like he is now. And when he returned at SummerSlam and he wrecked everyone and left, and then a week later, he won a triple threat match to become Universal Champion once again. And then he joined Paul Heyman, one of his biggest rivals in Roman Reigns' career. We started to see a change in the character. We started to see a more true to form Roman Reigns, a more Roman Reigns that we as the fans wanted, because we always wanted to see him as a heel. Hell, we've had that itch that we've wanted to scratch ever since 2005, ever since John Cena became the face of the company and he never once turned heel. And now we had the exact same case with Roman Reigns, and here he is, the top heel on Smackdown, dare I say the top heel in WWE, and yet one of the most popular characters and one of the most entertaining characters to watch right now. And what Reigns has accomplished in the ring, with the Universal Championship, and on the microphone, with his promo skills, he seems more relaxed. He seems like he understands that he's got to portray this mafia boss. And he does it to perfection. Especially when he told that story with his cousin Jey Uso. And that's something that Roman Reigns hadn't been able to do in the past. He had not been able to have matches with superstars below him on the card and elevate them regardless of the result of the match. And he did that for Jey Uso. Because before that match, before that Hell in a Cell I Quit match, Jey Uso was just a former tag team champion. He was just a tag team member. He tagged with his brother and he was one of the best at it. But we never saw him, not even as a mid-card player. And here he was in the main event. Reigns changed that. Right now, Jey Uso deserves every bit of that moniker of main event Jey Uso. Can he be world champion? Not right now. But at least he would be believable if he were to ever challenge a babyface champion for the Intercontinental Championship. Reigns accomplished that. Roman Reigns brought some main event life back to the Kevin Owens character. Kevin Owens had been floundering in the mid-card for what, 3 years now? Never, not even once, close to even becoming a serious threat to any main event title. And here comes Roman Reigns, gives him the rub, and Kevin Owens, of course, steps up his game. And we had a few top quality matches between Reigns and Kevin Owens. And one thing I realized that at WrestleMania, when Reigns stacked and pinned Edge and Daniel Bryan, I realized that WWE was not going to be content. They were not going to be happy. They were not going to be done with the story of the head of the table, at least not the first part, just by having anyone, and of course Edge is not just anyone, but in this case, not just having anyone take the title off of Roman Reigns. I realized that at WrestleMania. My prediction, I thought Edge was walking out of WrestleMania with the Universal Championship, and that did not happen. And that did not happen for a reason, because they want to keep that title on Roman Reigns for as long as possible, and until the time is right, until the right challenger shows up and takes that championship from him. That's the game WWE is looking to play. Which is why we get to WrestleMania Backlash this Sunday night, where one of the most underrated superstars in the past 10 years in WWE, in Cesaro, gets a chance, gets his first world championship match, first singles world championship match. But he will not be walking out of WrestleMania Backlash with that title. Simply put, he's not ready to be the top guy on Smackdown. Simply put, he is not ready to be the guy who dethrones Roman Reigns. Simply put, Cesaro is great. He is powerful. He is athletic. He is, as many fans put it, a main eventer with one big lacking quality, and every single time he takes a microphone and he appears on that screen, you notice. And it's something he's been working on. He's gotten better, but he's not there yet. And he needs that microphone presence. He needs that promo presence to even pose a real threat to Reigns. And for me, right now, that's not the case. So at WrestleMania Backlash, Roman Reigns is going to retain his title regardless. But just like I mentioned with Jey Uso, and just like I mentioned with Kevin Owens, and just like I mentioned with Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, in this new character, has learned the art of beating people down, of beating people in that ring, and still putting them over. And I think Reigns can do that for Cesaro at WrestleMania Backlash. And at the end, both of them will walk out better than they walked in. Those are my thoughts. Those are my predictions. And taking a page out of Paul Heyman's book, Roman Reigns walking out of WrestleMania Backlash still WWE Universal Champion is not a prediction. It's a spoiler. So that's been it for me. Tune in later on tonight to Fox to see the final chapter leading into WrestleMania Backlash between Cesaro and Reigns. I've been Alexis Carrillo. Have a great rest of your Friday and enjoy your weekend.